Good evening. We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is nice to come together for the purpose of co-creating, is it not? We are truly wanting you to understand the depth of those words, for this is far more than gathering of question and answer. You are speaking about thought. Thought is literally the stuff that the world is made of. Thought is the beginning of all things. And you may have noticed, we are certain that you have, that you cannot get back to an original thought. You have spent lifetimes taking thought beyond that which it has been. That is what evolution is, you see. And so you said, I want to go forth. No, you said, I want to go forth. You really wanted to come forth into these physical bodies. You said, I want to go forth into the physical at this time and chew upon the data of this time and place to assist it in going beyond that which it has been before. Why? Because it is fun. Why? Because it feels good. Why? Because growth is eternal. And you said, because I understand it in a broader, clearer way than almost anybody I know, I will go forth as teacher. I will get very accustomed to what they're thinking. I will immerse myself fully. And then I will remember from my broader perspective who I really am, who we all really are, why we are here. And rather than taking it all so seriously, making it all so life and death, for from that perspective you understand there is not death, there is only life. I will go forth and I will have fun. I will have available to me not just a sort of guidance system. I will have an intense, precise system of guidance that is available to me at every moment of every day. A system of guidance that will respond to what I am thinking, what I am saying, what I am doing, to assist me in finding the balance within myself. Not the balance as it relates to somebody else's idea of what should or should not be. The balance within me, so that I will always know what is appropriate unto me, unto this moment. And I have chosen a physical dimension because in the physical, everything is a little slower, everything is a little more delicious. It will be a very good process for me to fine-tune that which I am, assisting me in becoming more. Sounds like a pretty good plan, doesn't it? And so here you are, deeply immersed in that, and here we are, coming forth in some ways as a part of your guidance system. In other words, we represent to you that inner part of you. You have the benefit of it being articulated verbally here while you do not need it. For you are all receivers of blocks of thought from your inner family, from your inner being, from the inner world. And if you are listening, you hear, do you not? Tonight as we are here, you are understanding that this gathering is the culmination of that which you are about. You understand that? Whatever it is you are wanting to talk about, we are wanting to talk about. It is our anticipation that as a result of our gathering here tonight, each of you will leave with a clearer idea of not only who you are, but what you are wanting to do, and a clearer idea of how to go about getting that. The room is filled far beyond what your physical eyes can see, for there are thousands interested in this gathering. It is of tremendous importance, for you are serious about wanting to understand. Let us hear from you. What are you wanting to talk about? No order of business.
I've been waiting for this. Abraham, I have a number of questions, and Esther suggested that you speak quickly, so
It is always Esther's recommendation. Hurry up, she says.
Right. Okay, first question is, I was re-listening. I listen to your tapes frequently, but I was listening to the session that the last time that you were here in Fort Collins. And you said couples live out the balance of the nature of the thought. What happens when there's one partner that is more dominant or appears to be more dominant than the other? Does that mean they have added a greater amount to that balance? Or, because sometimes I feel like with my mate that I tend to, go blindfolded right over the cliff, and he wants to wait and see how it's all going to be and that kind of thing. So he waits for me to experience it, and then he decides if he wants to do it or not.
It is not possible to measure the balance of thought by numbers or even by the attention to the subject. Now, let us speak a little bit more broadly, and then we'll bring it precisely to your question. The reason that we speak about the balance of thought is because many of you do not understand. As you discover the idea of deliberate creating, many of you say, "Oh, this is a very good thing, for I want to be in control of my own experience." Most of you physical creatures relate thought. You think of thought as being those words that are formulating in your mind that, if given opportunity, would roll off of your tongue. When thought is much, much more than that. That is part of thought, certainly. But the block of thought within you regarding any subject is much deeper than that. Take any label, such as relationship or body health. And while it is one wee little label, it could take weeks for you to articulate what you feel about that. Now, as one singular physical being, you are literally living the balance of your thought as it is affected by all who are around you. But the balance of your thought is what you are living. If any of you want to know what the balance of thought within you is, just look at what you're living, because what you're living is an exact mirror of the balance of thought that is within you, you see. As a couple, you are living the balance of your thought as that couple, or as a family, the balance of the thought as a family, or as the world, the mass consciousness is the balance of your thought. Now, as you are thinking about your relationship, two of you coming together and sharing this common subject, our relationship, as you are thinking about what you want, let us put it in this way. We believe this will assist you, for we were sensing a little bit of conflict. In other words, as you come together, you're not always wanting exactly the same things, agreed? And so let us take the extreme of that. Let us say that two of you have come together, and one of you wants this and the other one wants that, and it is not the same thing. And so as you are giving thought to what you want, not to the lack of it, thought to what you want, and you are feeling positive emotion about it, you are adding balance to the relationship regarding what you want. And so it is coming into the relationship by virtue of the purity of your thought. You're not saying, "I want it, but," and splitting your energy. You're saying, "I'm wanting it and I'm expecting it." And so you are adding weight and balance to this. Now, if your partner is saying, "But I want this, not that," and your partner is focused upon the lack of what he wants, he's actually helping you. In other words, he's actually adding balance to what you want. What we have noticed with most physical beings is, oh, you will really like this, is that you are so busy focused upon lack that each of you are helping the other one. Your president said, "We must go into the Middle East. We must take our massive forces. We must take all of our equipment, because if we don't, the price of oil could go up." And we say, he went to all that trouble and got what he didn't want to get. Why? Because he was giving his attention to what he did not want to get, you see. And so the balance of your thought has to do with the attention that you are giving to a subject. Now, what we are wanting you to hear, those of you who have been hearing us will really like this, because we are moving forward in our understanding, in your ability to apply your understanding regarding the balance of thought. Every thought that is launched, doesn't matter what it is or what it is about, is thought long before it is physical manifestation. Agreed? And so this thought that you've launched, let's say you launched it when you were 5 years old, blinks out there somewhere, and it's connected to you because you launched it. But you have given very little attention to it, and so it's just sort of blinking out there, a probability, a wonderful probability. Let us say it is the thought of someday being magnificent, deliberate creator, bringing health and wealth and all sorts of wonderful things unto you. That probability blinks out there. It is just a little flicker in the beginning. But the more thought you give to it, the brighter it blinks, the louder it blinks, the closer it blinks, until it becomes physically manifest into your experience. Now, what we are wanting you to hear from us tonight, that is a different way of looking at it, is that with every probability that exists, that you have launched, its exact opposite exists also. For as you want, the potential for the lack exists simultaneously. That is the balance of the universe, you see. And so the idea of a perfect body, perfect in health, perfect in all aspects as you are able to define it, exists out there. It blinks. But also its partner, its counterpart, blinks there also, which is the opposite of what you are wanting. Now, which one comes into your experience? The one that you give most attention to. As you are a product of your environment, what do you give more thought to? Doing well? Being uplifted? Feeling good? Or is it to the other? For it is a different thing for each of you. But whatever you are giving your attention to begins to blink brighter. Now, what happens with most of you is that you have been trained to be. We are very amused by it as we observe your objectivity. You think you are valiant in it. And we think that you are valiant in it too. In your objectivity, you say, maybe this, maybe this, maybe this, maybe this. You've been trained to look at all sides of all things, and so you give attention to both sides of these probabilities, and so what happens is they come blinking in, blinking in, blinking in, until they get pretty close to you, until it doesn't take much to tip the scale about which one you get. And so for most of you, on most subjects, we see you teetering on the edge of magnificent health or abject sickness, upon magnificent abundance or not having enough money to get you through the month, because you have given attention by your objectivity to both probabilities. And so now what we are suggesting, it is only a suggestion, is that by giving your attention to the positive aspects of what you are living, by looking for what you are wanting to see, you tip the balance of the scale of your personal experience. And within your relationship, as you look for what you're wanting to see, you tip the balance of the scale of your relationship. It really does not matter what the other one is doing, because usually the other one, in his indeliberateness, in his not understanding the laws, in his not being disciplined in the way he gives his thought, is not helping or hurting the relationship that much anyway. He is just being objective, and it could go either way. You're following? Oh, yeah. It only takes one of you in masses, to get clear thinking about something. If you understood the power that you have once you get your personal energy going in just one direction rather than splitting it. In other words, wanting and expecting, not opposite, but wanting and expecting in the same direction. You are powerful. Do you not see it? Good.
The next question I have concerns animals. I know that people have deliberate choice, and their brain or mind is structured different than animals. So what are the purpose of animals? What are they working on, or why are they here, basically? I know one time you said strictly for a positive enjoyment.
All of you, whether you are fellow human physical beings or whether you are fellow animal physical beings or plants, all of you are here to enhance the experience of the others. And you are right when you say the animals have different intent, but they also have similar intent. In other words, they are here for the joy of being here. They are here to experience the deliciousness of the physical. They are predominantly positively oriented. In other words, they focus upon what is joyful unto them. They are creatures.